We got some Week 16 OFL action as the Buffalo Bills, who already have a spot locked up in the playoffs, are set to take on the Kansas City Chiefs here at Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs are definitely in the hunt for a wild card spot, but it's far from guaranteed right now. As on second down, a quick sack, Daniel Jones brought down by Emmanuel Ogbah, the former Oklahoma State Cowboy, making the play right there, as that would lead to a Bills possession. Carson Wentz delivers for Austin Seferian-Jenkins from 141 to the other 41-yard line. Nice gain of 18. And then 3rd and 9 from the 40. Here's Carson Wentz dealing and connecting once again with ASJ, this time for 6. And it's the Buffalo Bills who strike first, his 5th receiving touchdown of the season. So there's a look at the playoff hunt, by the way. I don't know why we're showing this now, but whatever. There's a look if you're curious, as here returns Daniel Jones into the Kansas City offense. Jones on second down, almost intercepted. Easy play right there for Budda Baker, but he just flat out drops it. So that would lead to a Bills possession. 3rd down and 4 here for Buffalo. There's Carson Wentz. He's going to Wentz the bed as he's brought down by Jake Ryan, the former Packer. And Kansas City would be able to get the stop right there. So ensuing Chiefs possession, 2nd down, Daniel Jones, the Duke Blue Devil, taking his time and connecting deep. Nice play right there for KC as Cameron Brate will bring it to the 48. Nice play right there by Brate the Great. But on 1st down, Christian McCaffrey loses about 7 on the passing play, as usually it's at least a gain of 7 with him, but this time he's actually losing yardage. So now on to the second quarter. 3rd down for Kansas City, as Daniel Jones connecting deep, I believe, for Cameron Brate once again. Nice play right there for the Chiefs as they are driving now in the red zone at the 9-yard line. 2nd and goal. Touchdown KC with exactly 4:20 left on the clock. 4:20 blaze it as the Chiefs will tie this game up. Nice score right there. Coach Jerry Towner not too thrilled about his defense allowing that touchdown. So the next Kansas City possession, under a minute left to go in the quarter, as Daniel Jones connecting. Nice gain of 19. The booth would review it, however, the play would stand. And here's the field goal unit. Kansas City would make the field goal. And just like that, Fat Randy himself, Randy Bullock, would give the Chiefs a 3-point lead. So let's now enter the second half, 10-7. Kansas City up, as Carson Wentz connecting deep for Ryan Grant, the former Redskin, bringing it to the 47-yard line. Nice play for Buffalo as they get past midfield. Very solid game in this one for Ryan Grant. Now 3rd and goal from the 3. Here's Carson Wentz connecting in the end zone for a Buffalo Bills touchdown, as that one is going to be, I can't really tell, but it also doesn't really matter. The Bills are up regardless. 14-7 as Preston Brown tips it and gets the interception, and Buffalo will get the football back. Huge play right there for the Bills. 3rd and 2, here's Carlos Hyde. Lasso down to the backfield as the Chiefs will eat that one for breakfast. Jake Ryan with the play. So now the ensuing Chiefs possession, now in the 4th quarter, as Daniel Jones on 3rd down, connecting deep with Randall Cobb, bringing it to the 13. Nice play right there for the former Packer. And then 3rd and 1, here's Daniel Jones. He's going to roll out, and he's going to go out, finding the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Nice score right there for K-Sizzle. And they're now up 17-14. Buffalo has the ball as Ryan Grant makes a nice play, bringing it to the 37. And that would lead to a field goal here for the Bills. This one from about 39, maybe 40 yards out. The kick is good. And just like that, with 2:59 left to go, this game is now tied up. Nice kick right there for Ryan Suckup. So here returns the Chiefs offense. 3 minutes left to go. Can they drive down the field as Daniel Jones looking deep for Randall? Why not get some corn on the cob as Randall Cobb brings it to the 29. Huge play right there for KC as they're in field goal range now. Just like that. And they still have plenty of time left as Jones on 1st down. Wheeling and dealing, he connects. Now getting to the 7-yard line. 2nd and goal for 2. Bills really need to stop here or else they are in trouble, as it'll be a fake handoff. Jones will be sacked by Boone. Huge play right there for Buffalo, and that will lead to a field goal attempt for Fat Randy, and Randy Bullock will give Kansas City the lead 20-17 now with a minute 20 left to go here in this game. Buffalo with nice starting field position. Now at midfield, Carlos Hyde loses a few yards as the Chiefs defense eats that one for breakfast. 2nd and 12. Why not have some lunch as well? As nice stop right there for KC. And then 3rd and 15. There's more leftovers as Ben Burkhiven makes the play. So it's 4th and 22. This is it. As Ryan Grant with the conversion down the field. Touchdown Bills with 19 seconds left. Are you serious? Ryan Grant with a Fortnite dance, and the Bills are up 4th and 10. Last second Hail Mary for Kansas City as Daniel Jones will be incomplete, and the Buffalo Bills win a thriller. What an ending to this football game. 24-20 is your final score. Here's a look at the box score. Both teams played pretty well as the Bills widen their divisional lead over the Dolphins, and with this win, the Buffalo Bills would end up clinching the AFC East. Meanwhile, Kansas City, they're still in the playoff hunt, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, they might be the 6th seed right now, so they're still looking good. Seattle with a big win over Philadelphia, so the Seahawks will likely be fighting with San Francisco for the 6th seed. And meanwhile, this loss pretty much eliminates the Eagles if they were not already out of the hunt. But nonetheless, big win for Seattle. Very curious to see if they end up getting in for a 2nd straight season. The Jets beat the Raiders. It looked like Oakland was red hot. Raiders still have a chance. Jets have been playing really well towards the end of the season, but too little too late as they've won a good 3 games in a row now. But that probably won't be enough for them to make the playoffs. I believe they are already eliminated from postseason contention. A battle of 2 cellar dwellers. We won't be seeing either of these squads in the playoffs. Cincinnati gets the win over the Washington Redskins 28-24. As the Redskins, I've said it every week, I'll say it again, they've been a massive disappointment. They have an incredible roster, but just haven't put it together. Meanwhile, Cincinnati, they suck. We'll just leave it at that. The Arizona Cardinals beat the Dallas Cowboys in another game with 2 teams that will not be participating in the playoffs. The Cowboys and the Cardinals haven't necessarily been bad this year, but they just haven't been good enough to contend for a wild card spot, as there are a few too many teams in the ONFC contending for spots. Maybe they'd make it if they were in the OAFC. Colts destroy the Dolphins. Nonetheless, Miami does clinch the playoffs even though they lose. Meanwhile, Indianapolis gets a big win for them as they are definitely still in the race with 1 week of football left to go here in the season. Dolphins are likely going to get the 5 seed. Colts could maybe end up getting the 6 seed. Steelers dominate for Ravens. Baltimore also in the hunt, but this loss makes it a little bit less likely. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh, they've already clinched. They are playing for seeding at this point. They've also clinched their division a long while ago at this point, as the Steelers have made it all 3 years here in the playoffs. They made it to the OFL Bowl and actually won back in Season 1. Our New Orleans Saints lose their 2nd straight to the Vikings. We do clinch, but we're 10-5, and it looks like we'll probably be at best the 3 seed. Meanwhile, the Vikings, they are still in the playoff race, tied for Atlanta with the 8 seed. And obviously, there's only 6 teams in the playoffs, but if things go their way, the Vikings could still end up making the playoffs as they currently sit at a record of 8-7. Rams beat the Giants, so the Rams are now 12-3. At worst, I believe they will get a 2 seed. Meanwhile, the Giants, they are fighting for the 4 seed, or they're fighting for the 3 seed, with the Saints. I think New Orleans is a game ahead of them, so it's likely that the Giants will get the 4 seed. They'll most likely be playing Detroit in the wild card round, assuming the Lions do end up making the playoffs. Jaguars beat the Texans. Jaguars clinched the playoffs a while ago, as they are looking very good right now. Texans with a big loss, pretty much eliminating them from playoff contention, as they were playing some good football towards the middle of the season, but it doesn't really look like it's going to matter, as the Texans likely will not make the postseason. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns absolutely getting destroyed by New England. 5 touchdown passes for Tyree Jackson. Don't get to say that every day. Josh Jacobs with a little bit more of a respectable yards per carry than usual. And the Cleveland Browns are now eliminated. They were playing some really good football to begin the year. They were the 2 seed last year, and they've just fallen off a cliff, losing 5 straight, and they are now done. So, shocking to see the Browns go from one of the best teams in the league to just falling off the face of the earth. Titans get an easy win over the Bears. They are now 2-13. Meanwhile, the Titans are still contending for a playoff spot. Wouldn't be shocked to see them make it as the 6th seed in the OAFC, as there's definitely a realistic chance for them to make it. Bears were eliminated a long time ago. Panthers lose to the Lions, so no Westland in the playoffs this year. Carolina is eliminated. And meanwhile, for Detroit, it's pretty much certain that they will get a wild card spot unless they lose and both San Francisco and Seattle win. Either way, I would be shocked if the Lions are not in the postseason. They'll most likely be playing the Giants in round 1. The Chargers get killed by the Broncos. Los Angeles has been done for a while. But the Denver Broncos, they now take the lead in the division with 1 game left to play. Last year, remember, they had a nice lead in the division, absolutely choked in Week 17. So they're going to try not to have that happen again. And they're going to try to actually do the dang thing and end up winning the division. Packers beat the Falcons pretty handedly. This is a huge loss for Atlanta, as they are now tied for the Vikings at that 8th seed. Not looking good for Atlanta. They pretty much need a miracle if they want to get in. And meanwhile, the Packers, they are 11-3-1. They are fighting for seedings. Worst case for them is the 2 seed at this point, as they would need a win and a Rams loss to get the 1 seed. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers upset San Francisco. So this is actually huge for the Seahawks, as they are now tied with the 49ers with 1 week left. The two teams tied during the season series, so I'm not sure who would end up making it in the case of a tiebreaker. Meanwhile, the Bucs are already eliminated. So here's a look at the standings. Jaguars likely going to be the 1 seed, but the Bills and Steelers still have a chance. Dolphins have clinched. Titans are currently the 6th seed. Chiefs, Ravens, Jets, Colts, and Raiders all have an outside chance looking in. And then in the NFC, Rams and Packers fighting for the 1 and 2 seeds. Saints look like they have the 3 seed locked up. Giants likely going to get the 4. The Lions are most likely going to be the 5. And then we'll see a fight between the Niners and Seahawks for 6. Maybe the Vikings or Falcons creep in. But that'll do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Loving plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation.
Yo, hey, man!